In 2007, thousands gathered on these shores to commemorate the legacies of Jamestown. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth and her husband Prince Philip are continuing their tour of the United States.
So on behalf of President Bush and the people of this land, I'm proud to say thank you for joining us and welcome to the United States of America.
Queen Elizabeth and her husband Prince Philip are continuing their tour of the United States, marking the 400th anniversary of the founding of Jamestown, the site of the first English settlement in North America. The royal couple, accompanied by Vice President Dick Cheney, visited an archaeological dig and museum. The Queen, who's making her first US visit for 16 years, also visited Jamestown 50 years ago.
President George W. Bush also joined us here in Jamestown to commemorate America's 400th anniversary.
The story of Jamestown will always have a special place in American history. From these humble beginnings, the pillars of a free society began to take hold. These values took root at Jamestown 4 centuries ago. They have flourished across our land. May God bless you, and may God bless America.
We've been writing about presidents and other subjects, and I'm trying to suggest to you the context for my huge admiration of what has been done here at Jamestown Settlement. It is, I think you will agree with me, a world-class exhibition. It would be honored were it in London, or were it in Moscow, or were it in any world capital. This is state of the art.
And I shall not allow the Spanish, Dutch, or any other foreign power to surpass us in the old world or the new. To that end, I granted a charter to the Virginia Company to settle and civilize that land.
I can still hear the cries of my brothers and sisters. The men took all of us they could find alive, pushed us farther than I'd ever walked, my life to the great walls of the Portuguese.
We are here at Jamestown Settlement to learn about how the first permanent English colony in America at Jamestown has influenced and continues to influence our nation.
On May 14, 1607, 13 years before the Pilgrims landed in Massachusetts, a group of 104 Englishmen began a settlement on the banks of Virginia's James River. These Virginia Company of London adventurers came to the New World seeking wealth. They would initially only discover hardship, conflict, starvation, and disease. Those settlers who managed to survive created America's first permanent English colony, and in doing so, changed the world.
With Russ Mitchell, who is in Jamestown, Virginia this morning. Hey, Russ.
Hey, Julie, good morning on an absolutely gorgeous day here in Jamestown. I'm standing here on the dock against the James River, and behind me is a replica of the Susan Constant, one of the 3 ships that would have brought the 144 English sailors here some 400 years ago.
This canvas can provide an enclosure around this space. Perhaps
Captain Eric Speth commands replicas of the 3 ships that sailed from England. He describes a brutal voyage.
Like being in a dark closet, being tossed about, and being subject to seasickness.